Let's talk, Jonathan, about the president, how he started his speech. After the horrific events of Charlottesville and his equally horrific response last night, he actually started the speech calling for unity and talking through the lens of the military that's fighting the battle. Take a look.
The men and women of our military operate as one team with one shared mission and one shared sense of purpose. They transcend every line of race, ethnicity, creed, and color to serve together and sacrifice together. The soldier understands what we as a nation too often forget, that a wound inflicted upon a single member of our community is a wound inflicted upon us all. When one citizen suffers an injustice, we all suffer together. Love for America requires love for all of its people. When we open our hearts to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice, no place for bigotry, and no tolerance for hate.
I thought one of the most remarkable reactions to the president's depressing press conference last Tuesday was when the Joint Chiefs came out and said just what the president said right there. It sounds like a week later, the president actually is adopting his own service leader's line, and that is, you know, the military can only work well if they are united as a force, and same with the country.
That's right. The word Charlottesville never crossed his lips last night, but that was obviously what he was talking about. He was trying to revisit again his remarks about that incident that has so dominated headlines for the last week, that is going to be something that he carries with him, this presidency will carry with him for a long time. What his initial response. So to finally come up on that point and say, look, this is all needs to be, we all need to be on the same team here, set aside our differences, there can't be bigotry. The one individual who suffered harm might even be the young woman in Charlottesville who lost her life. And I was struck by a few things in the speech last night, and it's silly to draw any long-term conclusions about changes of tone. The president is going to have a rally tonight in Phoenix, and I suspect we'll see a very different Donald Trump on the stage.
Right.
But this was one of the few moments where we saw him speak publicly about how he did have a change of heart, that he went against his initial instinct when it comes to a strategy in Afghanistan. We saw him also, for one of the rare times, speak about the gravity of the office. Right. The idea of sitting behind the desk in the Oval Office and it's coming to a decision. Right. And this is an unconventional president who always wants a win, ideally an easy win, ended up making sort of a conventional choice, more about not losing.
Yeah. Hey, David Ignatius, one thing you will not hear any of us say here today, that last night was the night that Donald Trump became president. We will not say that, because tonight he's going to Arizona, and that's probably going to be very ugly. So let's just take what we have in front of us. What happened last night? And was it striking to you, because it certainly was to me, that it's one of the few times when he stood in a position that required that he showed some restraint and showed some dignity. And he didn't talk about crowd sizes. He didn't talk about the campaign. He didn't talk about crooked Hillary. He spoke to what the American people needed their commander-in-chief at that moment to speak to. Were you struck by that last night?
I thought the tone was different. He didn't say it directly, but the theme was the buck stops here. I'm gonna announce something tonight that I didn't want to do, and I'm going to do it because I've gotten the best military advice I can, and I don't feel I have any other choice. I thought the hall was somber. You didn't hear a lot of cheering, you know, USA, USA. This is a difficult time for the country. It's often said that what's happened here is that Trump has been overwhelmed by the generals, by General McMaster, by General Mattis, senior military leadership. I think that Trump really was overwhelmed by the real burden of deciding this most difficult thing. It is true that the president doesn't do anything harder than sending more troops into battle, and I think President Trump has learned that. He maybe saw a little bit of that on his face, and I think he needs to feel that he can tell wounded warriors who come back from these deployments what they were doing, what they were sacrificing for, just as he wants to be able to tell people who were in this whole Afghanistan story for 16 years, I'm continuing the thing that you believed in, fought for. We're not going to give it up. We're not going to walk away. Again, I'm told at the Pentagon, the feeling as they were moving toward making this decision was, we just can't walk away.
Right.
It's so human. It doesn't have a lot of strategic rationale to it,
right.
But that's what it was.
And Mark Halperin, this is a president who has always made the easy choice politically and as a candidate, always taken the cheap shot, always played to the lowest common denominator. And last night, he actually made a decision that he didn't want to make. And you may actually find that a lot of times politicians are rewarded for saying, well, you know what, I had to do something I didn't want to do because it's in the best interest of the country. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.